Today, 6 men and women representing Veterans for Peace and military families Speak Out visited the office of Representative Russ Carnahan. We'll listen to the comments of several of them explaining why they took this action today, and we begin with the father of a young man who's serving currently in Iraq.
My dad was a World War II hero. My brother volunteered for the U.S. Army and volunteered for 2 tours of duty in South Vietnam.
Wow.
My son's point of view is that he wants to be a soldier. And it's not something you decide to do when you're 40 years old. It's something you decide to do when you're in your teens. And he stays out of the politics. He's not too much concerned with who's in power in Washington and what the commander-in-chief decides to do. He wants to be a soldier. And I think it's just, it's awful that we have a White House that sees fit to misuse and abuse people like that through this occupation of Iraq. So that's why I'm here.
I'm Jim Allen, and I spent 20 years in the United States Army as a social worker. And during those 20 years, my work was really focusing on supporting troops and their families. I learned a lot from that experience about what it means to support our troops and our families. And what I learned certainly does not suggest that what we claim to be supporting our troops right now is the best way in which we can do that. At this point, I am professionally and personally morally convinced that the only way that we can support our troops is by bringing an immediate halt to the funding for the war so that our troops can return. Today I'm willing to go into our representative's office, and I'm willing to remain in our representative's office until that message can be clearly delivered.
I was asked to speak briefly about why I'm going in to do a sit-in in Representative Carnahan's office. And honestly, I asked myself that question. I don't have a lot of money. I can't give Carnahan a big campaign contribution. I'm not famous. I don't have much to be able to use to persuade him to not vote for continuation of the war. I really don't want to be arrested. But I don't know what else to do. So in a way, it's not an act of desperation because I'm right. And this is just. And it's not an act of frustration. It's an act of civil disobedience to make change. But I must tell you, I'm not happy about it. But hey, you know, you got to do things sometimes you don't want to do. So this is the time. The time is now. So here I go.
Well, we're getting ready to go into Congressman Carnahan's office. I have to say, I really kind of like the guy. I think he's a good person, and so we want to go in and appeal to that. But we have to remind the congressman and everybody, we're losing 3 service members a day. 3 families every single day are mourning the loss of their father, their brother, their sister, their mother, their loved one.
My brother.
We have no choice. We have to keep putting pressure on. This is an emergency. And so we're going to go in and we're going to say that. And we've got some information that I don't think the congressman has seen very well yet. So we're going to give him that. And then we're going to wait for an answer. So here we go.
And so the 6 of them did wait. 2 of them ultimately arrested on charges of trespassing. And the occupation here in St. Louis continues.